I'd love, you have something that I think that the most successful founder couple that I know are the founders of Cisco. And then basically, so you're married, right, to your co-founder as well. And you guys, you met in college. Like, how is it that you and Sylvia connected?
Yeah, so we actually met in high school. We were in high school together. Then we went to college.
Oh, nice! You guys
She
are high school sweethearts. That's great.
No, we were not together.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was during college. So then, doing that, she went to UK after the first year. She wanted to have this 1 year abroad
Abroad.
experience. So she went to UK for a year, and she had the exact same experience as me. It's like, wow, living by myself is so hard. Like having to work is hard. I want to go back to my mom's house and and then enjoy. So she came back and for the next 3 years we enjoyed together. After she came back, and we stayed together since. And but I think it's funny. Like both of us, we had the same experience. So like trying to go to the work, do something, and then like coming back is like, oh, realizing that the time in school was so precious for us because we were in our parents' hometown. So we were living with our parents, enjoying them with adult lifehood. So like full time living with my parents was really fun. Going drink a beer with my dad, that was really the best time in our lives. And like having this extra 4 years together, like being older, was kind of very nice. I think it was good.
That's great. Yeah, I think that if you ask me, I am not very much in favor of college across the board unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. But for the type of work that we do, for you as an entrepreneur, for me as a venture investor, you don't really have to go to college. And fortunately, there are many different you have to study a ton. Every day I read over an hour and a half daily, but you don't need that structural setup. Also, if you have the courage to not have to live by the fact that's like, oh yeah, so I went to school in this place or that place, and I think we live a little bit of that here in the Bay Area for sure.
Yeah,
Where
I agree with you, but using hiring, like when I'm hiring engineers, I know that like if somebody finished college is because there's a lot of engineers who give up of computer science, for example, and I think like I box the ones that were able to finish in the like, okay, this guy or girl can really finish something, right? Like till the end, like really start something that's hard and then like fully finish a project is hard. And I give credit to that. Like, I think like when I'm hiring somebody who have a computer science degree, for me is more like it's a plus. Like, oh, this person can finish something even if they don't like it. That's,
Yes, no, that's great. I do think also that there'll be other ways of measuring that, right? Maybe if they left to start a certain project which they've reached to some sort of completion or closing chapter. But your point is perfect. I tend to agree. I think that the other aspect that I believe is extremely important about college is that I think it's really important to apply and get in, and then live the first 2 years. There's something extremely valuable about going and having a bunch of first-time experiences with tons of people on the same age at the same age group in a safe environment. Meaning you can fail miserably many times, and it's okay. And it's not just about work, but it's also about socializing and parties and organizing things and really having room to figure out who you are and what matters to you, and being okay if some of these things will change or not. So that aspect, unfortunately, has not been able to be reproduced by any of the new novel programs.
yeah.
Could they be coding schools or the great work that the folks at On Deck do, and so forth. Just the ability of going to parties, failing, being rejected, trying different things, sports, just it's extremely important for the formation of the human character. So that is also something that I think it needs to be taken in consideration. Aside from what you said, the ability to complete things.
And also what really saved me on a computer science level was my dad. He went and paid for, like, I think it was like at the time, like, I don't know how much it would be in converting to current US dollars. It would be like $100 course, like PHP, how to code PHP at the time, how to code PHP 1 week course. And I was so pissed with him. I was like, oh, you just spent $100. That's so much money. Like I could have, like, don't do that. I can learn by myself. And then I was really telling him, like, I can learn this stuff by myself, but you never do. So, like, you could learn anything by yourself, but you don't actually stop for a week and sit in front of a teacher and really, like, try to learn. So that moment in my life really changed my life, because that's where I learned how to code. It was not in college. It was during college, but, like, my father paid for this 1 week thing. And then during the course, I created this. It was like at the time there was Fotolog. I don't know if you remember. It was popular in Brazil. I created a version of that for my town. Yeah, and then we started. It was hilarious. I didn't have any advisor ever, like, during the entire of my career in Brazil and in Italy. Like just like somebody to advise you with technical things. So we had so many users that I had to shut down sign up, like, for some days, fix some bugs, and then turn it on again, and then it would break again. I had to, like, constantly remove sign ups on the site.
Imagine if you did that today.
Right? So it was so funny. We had so much traction. I didn't even understand, like, what it meant, and it was